Today on episode 106 of Typical Chicago Fans, we have Sinkers and Floaters, the TCF Sports Minute, the TCF Denver trip recap, and the TCF top 3 of our Denver trip. Let's roll. Hello and welcome to episode 106 of Typical Chicago Fans. This is a very different episode. We are way up in the Rocky Mountains here near Edwards, Colorado. But it is me, Boomy. I'm on Twitter at BoomyTCF. Make sure to follow the main page at typical_Chicago. Head to Facebook and Instagram, type in Typical Chicago Fans. Give those pages a like as well. Head over to the YouTube page, subscribe there for all of our content in video form. We have tons of stuff from this trip, past trips, all of our videos, podcasts, daily shows, whatever it is, it's on there. It's on video form. But make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on Spotify, Spreaker, Google Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are there. Make sure you give us a follow there. But make sure to follow the guys that I am joined with here in lovely Colorado. And that is, of course, as always, Zach Lilia at ZLiliaTCF. And we have two special guests that joined us with us on our trip. And that is Alex Buck at WhatAboutBuck on Twitter and Tyler Keller at TKeller_35. Boys, Colorado, what a place.
I mean, what can you say?
What
just look
beautiful. We may end up being typical Colorado fans.
We might be.
I'm already a typical
We're going to have a
fan.
branch out here. We've already thought about it. It's going to be right here because we'll show pictures of it, but right in front of us is a TCF mountain. This is TCF mountain. We have a mountain. We're getting a flag for it. Buck's going to put it up there for us.
We haven't run this through the Colorado government or anything. We just kind of proclaimed this like we were,
No one will.
Pioneers.
I don't think anyone
exactly.
will ever find out, honestly.
Nobody looks at it. It's fine.
No,
The
it's
only
fine.
danger is Buck
There's a bear up
going up there and doing it.
Yeah.
Because
It's quite the steep
it's not
climb.
easy, but
the
we have
TCF medical insurance is probably not
Breaking-
going to cover anything. So don't get hurt, please.
breaking news for the TCF Denver trip. We have acquired a mountain.
We have acquired a mountain, boys. It's been a wonderful trip. We were sitting here. We were about to head out.
We have a screensaver behind us.
Literally.
Yep.
It doesn't feel real. But boys, this is both of your first appearances on Typical
Yes, it
Chicago
is.
Fans.
Yes,
Thanks
it
for being
is.
here.
Of course,
Thank you
yeah.
for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure. It's been a great week. We're going to get to the TCF.
There's a hummingbird.
There's hummingbirds. There's just
We
everything.
also had a hummingbird run into the window over here.
Yeah, literally
yes,
right
yes.
over to our left. But today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at 26shirts.com. I brought a bunch of their shirts with me on our vacation this week, and they're perfect. They're lightweight. Doesn't matter where you're going. They fit great. Great logos and different materials on them. They're fantastic. 26shirts.com/Chicago. Head over to their website. Best Chicago sports merchandise around. Hats, hoodies, flags, T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, whatever you need, they have it. Use promo code Typical Chicago Fans for 15% off your order. If you don't have any 26shirts.com/Chicago apparel, I really don't know what you're doing with your life.
Yeah, you're missing out because they're great shirts for a great cause.
For a great cause. They help out different causes in the city, and they make great T-shirts. And promo code Typical Chicago Fans for 15% off. What more could you ask for?
This view.
That is true.
But unfortunately, this is the last day of the vacation. We are heading home tomorrow when most of you will most likely be listening to this. So we'll be sad in the car for about 14 hours, but we are headed home from the TCF Denver trip. We're going to get more into that after the sports update. We have a bunch of stuff we want to talk about. It's been a great trip so far. Almost over, but not over yet.
Not quite.
We still got to do the podcast.
Not quite. As always, let's jump into our first segment. That is Sinkers and Floaters. My sinker, I'm going to start off, and that's my weight. Because I've done a good job. I've lost like 20 pounds in the last year, not to toot my own horn, but I think I found it all here this week. I have not worked out. I told myself I was going to. They had a gym at our hotel. I never even saw it. I'll be very honest.
I could not tell you what it looked like.
No.
I'm going to go with you because mine is exactly the same because we ended our burger tour here at Buck's house. He made us dinner tonight. They were amazing. But we've had probably 5 or 6. And we've been gone for 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
But
2 solid, sometimes 3 solid square
stopped
meals
at a place
day.
for some barbecue today. I'm not looking forward to getting back from vacation because then that's when it all, like, on vacation, it's like, oh, I'm eating them on vacation, I'm eating them on vacation. Then you get home, real life settles in, then you somehow got to lose it, which I am not good at all.
And I'm just going to say this because I know Maddie's going to listen. I've got to go back to the gym on Monday, and I'm not looking forward to it because I'm also going to weigh in, and I'm really not looking forward to that. But, hey, it's been absolutely worth it. We have yet to have a bad meal here. The food's been incredible. The people have been incredible. Can't say anything, but, yeah, my sinker this week is my weight. Zach, what's your sinker this week?
I just said.
I'm sorry.
The food, I've eaten way too much of it. Everything
That could be a universal sinker.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think I've eaten everything that's bad for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but here's the thing, and like Buck said it earlier, like if you don't go on vacation and eat like a pig, like did you really go on vacation?
That's true.
Gotta
But
treat yourself,
unfortunately,
man.
after we eat all this, we have to go on a 14-hour car ride back.
At least.
So
It'll probably be like 15 to 16 hours because we have to stop and use facilities and gas up.
check
and
out
all
our
that good stuff.
TCF rest stop reviews on our YouTube page. We did about 7 or 8 on the way out here. I saved a few that will be dropping later, but we're gonna have a few tomorrow
Have at
that will
least
come
3 or
out
4
live
tomorrow.
right after we do them.
Yep. Keller, what is your sinker this week from being here in beautiful Colorado?
You know what? I got to say my sinker is that I almost fell down a mountain.
That was pretty hilarious.
Yep. I got on some ground that wasn't necessarily sturdy.
And it was covered with gravel.
Well, we knew
Yes.
this going up. The guy before us said, I did not go that far because there is loose rocks.
Got to a
and
point-
we said, whatever.
Got to a point where my feet started to slide, and then the only thing I could do is either slide down on my butt or try to run down the best I could, and that's exactly what I tried to do.
For context, he was about 3.5 feet from having to jump off of a 5-foot little
Boomy
ledge
had
on
to
the
it
road.
could've
grab
ended
me
pretty
from
badly.
not falling down.
Yeah.
It could
But-
have ended pretty badly.
Check out in the next few weeks here. We'll have a video from
Oh, yeah, we got
the Garden of Gods, and we will be doing the review from where we went to while we got hurt.
Oh, yeah,
we
we,
didn't get hurt. I wouldn't say we got hurt, but it could have been bad.
it's the question people are asking, are we hurt or injured? And we're
Like
definitely
we
not
said,
hurt.
though, it was the thrill. It was
Oh.
a thrill.
It was definitely a thrill.
Absolutely. Buck, what is your sinker this week?
You know, guys, I got to be honest with you. Living here, I really don't have a whole lot to complain about
Very
Yeah,
few
I can't
sinkers.
say
if
that
you
you
see
should
behind
be. I
us,
don't know.
this is his view every morning.
every morning. But I will say over this past week, I would say traffic.
Yeah.
If I had to
Oh.
complain about one thing, it'd be traffic.
Oh,
Well, especially because
goodness.
like you living out here, there's no people.
there's nobody out here.
really. So
Well, and then so as you guys found out coming up here today, it's really open in Denver in
Yeah.
the Front Range, and then when you come in through the mountains on I-70, it almost bottlenecks.
yes,
Right? And so you're kind of forced to go uphill, bottlenecked, with a bunch of people that may not be from here. Yeah, as you know. And so that could just really slow down traffic quite a bit and just kind
Oh,
of make
yeah.
it just slightly more annoying than what it normally is. You
And
know?
I think there was like 3 or 4 times where it's like a 6 or 7% steep grade.
Oh, easily.
That's sketchy.
Yeah.
I was doing like 57 just riding the brakes.
Yeah.
And there's semis that are passing you. It's,
Yep.
But I can understand. But you go from that out here to being in Denver where it's not as bad as like Chicago or New York, but it's still congested and it's
There's honestly
still
worse traffic
Right.
around Denver than there is in Denver.
Oh,
Right.
without a doubt.
So I think the reason behind that is because that the infrastructure is actually so good in the city
Yeah.
that people don't necessarily need to commute into the city via their car. We have such good
True.
light rail, a
That's
really good
awesome.
light rail
And a
system.
ton of scooters.
We have a ton of scooters,
Oh.
a ton of bike
We'll
paths.
get into
You know,
that.
there's a guy down in Denver that actually kayaks to work. So on the South Platte River that's in Denver, right?
I am in the
There's,
wrong profession.
Right. So there's a guy that lives in I believe it's Cherry Creek. And so it's a little suburb of Denver, and he takes the South Platte River. He takes his little inflatable kayak.
How does he get home?
Just walks it.
I was gonna say, you
there he
can't go
takes a lift.
upriver,
No, you
dude.
can't go upriver like that. It unfortunately doesn't work that way.
Impressive.
But
I feel like that's kind of a hassle. Though.
but that's like
Well,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it'd work
Also
out,
a little
and
bit
it's
of a
fun.
try
What
hard
if-
move.
What if he enjoys it? He enjoys it.
you know.
I mean, yeah, but like walking it back, like
I mean, it's
No,
an,
I-
infl-
I
I mean, it's an
Uber home.
inflatable kayaks. I mean, it's not like it's a
Can I
huge
find an Uber with a
straw-
rack?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's cool.
can I find
Yeah.
an Uber with a rack on top? So I
Yeah,
can mount my
absolutely.
kayak?
Right.
All right, cool.
Uber only with an F-150.
Uber kayak.
Yeah, you're onto something. Patent pending. No one can steal that. Let's move into our floaters. I'm going to start with mine a little bit. Obviously, the whole trip has been a floater. We'll get deeper into that here in a minute. But mine has been Sirius XM Radio.
Yes, you have, 3 free months?
I got 3 free months. I've talked about this in the past. I got a new car about a month ago. Also, a Syncer, I'm an idiot, and I didn't update the free subscription for the first month, so I'm down to 2 free months. But I think I'm going to keep it. The stand-up radio, there's 6 or 7 channels of stand-up radio.
It's good because they go they only do just little bits of it. They don't do an hour special. They do
3, 4, 5
They do a
clips.
Kevin Hart part, and then they'll do Jerry Seinfeld. They'll do that.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of cool. If you like comedy, you get to listen to different comedians, not just a long special.
No, for sure.
I like that it's broken down into segments too. You'll get a bit from Ron White, and then you'll get a bit from John Mulaney. You'll get a bit from Dave Chappelle. You get to hear so many different segments by some of the greatest comedians to do it.
Yep.
And it's just, even if you haven't heard of that comedian before,
there's been so
you
many
might
times
hear
where
that
we
for the
have
first
to turn it
time
back to see the
what
artist
it
and
is.
just be like, oh, who's this? This guy's funny. And not even that. The comedy's been incredible, but you throw on 90s radio or early 2000s or Pearl Jam radio or whatever the case is. I mean, if you can't find something to listen to on Sirius XM radio, you need to see a specialist because there's clearly something wrong with you because
there's everything on it.
It's really good.
Yes.
Oh, man, that reminds me. I actually should have had you guys up here last night. Rob Schneider was performing in Vail.
Thanks for the reminder.
I'm sorry for not telling you guys until this very moment. So, but it's okay. It was a sold-out show.
You want to leave
anyways.
now?
Yeah.
I feel. Let's just pack all this stuff.
Sorry, I betrayed you all.
Stabbed in the
Sorry.
back. That's okay.
Well, I'll move on with my floater, which is this view. And not just this view. I've never really been in the mountains. And these last few days have been awesome. I know there was a little forest fires around here that made it a little bit foggy on the ride in. But it's just awesome to see, and especially being in the mountains now, you just look around and it's just it looks like a postcard.
Oh, absolutely. You said it earlier, when your Fire Stick, you leave it on pause too long and they go to those natural screensavers or whatever. This is
they took one of the pictures just standing right here. They just face that way. There you go.
This whole state is a postcard.
It's just so amazing to see. I just
Do you feel
I
that,
got amazed again.
Buck's lived here on and off for a couple of years. Do you still get to points where you're driving and you're like, this is nuts? Or are you just this is where I live?
Yeah, so I've lived here for 4 years now going on. So it's since 2017. And there are times, heck, even driving to Breckenridge, there's times where I look at this range that we're living in here and I'm in awe.
I can't imagine in the winter too when the snow's on the mountains and it's just
let
amazing.
me tell y'all, summer is great around here, don't get me wrong, but winter is a whole nother
3
level.
or 4 ski lodges. It's awesome. I have to get out here in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I never would have thought that part of my favorite thing about this vacation was being in the car, just driving around, seeing all the mountains and seeing all the
especially
the
at
wildlife.
the Garden of Gods. It's a lot of driving around and seeing stuff. It's just it's amazing because where we come from, it's just flat land and you don't really. But you get out here, and even when you're just in Denver, you look out at the hotel, it's still mountains out there, and you can just see amazing land.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's different. It's different kinds of landscapes too. So as you guys saw in Denver, there's a lot of in east of Denver. There's a lot of plains, a lot of rolling hills and plains. Then down in where Garden of the Gods is, and sometimes even further, most of the time further west here towards Grand Junction and stuff. It's more desert. Right.
Yeah, that's something I noticed.
Yeah, it was crazy because it was like one side of the road was desert and the other side of the road was forest.
Yeah.
So it was we're not even out of Colorado and we're still seeing different types of terrain.
For real.
Different types of land.
Very different. Tyler, what was your floater?
My floater is getting to try all the awesome new restaurants in the Denver and Colorado Springs area.
Where did we go the first night?
Park Burger.
And it was just, it was
one of
a
the best
place we
burgers
went
I've
to.
ever had in my entire life.
Didn't think anything of it. They have 5 places in the area, and the burger, it was just sauce on there. It was amazing.
And part of the most important thing about vacation, especially when you go to an area that you've never been, is getting out and supporting the community, supporting the restaurant, especially after the last couple of years we've had.
Right.
So that was.
And I don't think. You guys got Shake Shack the one night, but other than that, I don't think we got anything that was a big chain.
No.
Yeah, we went to local bars or just a local food place. It was we've been eating a lot of good food.
Put some money into the community, letting them know that we appreciate being out here.
And putting some good food in our bellies.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, that's what Anthony Bourdain used to say a lot, was the best way to connect to a community or a culture is through food.
And this place has some of the best food I've ever had.
Yeah, and especially like most of our listeners are in the Illinois area. Like, you can. The best way to do this is to take a 2-day trip, like to get out here. Stop, somewhere in Nebraska, or if you go the other route and like hit Kansas City. But you got to get out here. Like, this place is insane. Beautiful. It's beautiful. The food's amazing. Buck, like we said, you live out here. You have a million floaters just for being out here in this beautiful place.
Yeah, life is a floater.
But
right?
What is your floater this week for the Typical Chicago Fans podcast?
Honestly, it's having you guys out here. I haven't seen a lot of you guys since before the pandemic began.
Yeah.
And we went to the home run derby.
Right.
We'll get more into that in the recap, but all four of us went to the home run derby together, and it was just an amazing experience. We'll never forget.
No. And that derby was, I think, even more exciting and more fun than the actual game itself.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's just like, especially the ending when Pete Alonso hit the last home run, the fireworks went off. We got there at 3 o'clock. We got there 3 hours before the game, and we just
go watch
BP.
Made
the best of it.
Yeah, go watch batting practice, and we got to go around Coors Field for a long time and check out the rooftops, and
got to see the longest home run ever hit in home run derby history.
I mean, we explored almost every inch of that park.
520 feet.
Yeah.
Insane. It's been an incredible week. Like you said, our life is kind of a floater right now. But before we move on, like Zach said, check out our YouTube videos. We've had a ton of rest stop reviews. And while we were on one of these rest stop reviews, we were in a lovely place in Kansas. I believe you've posted this one already. One of my favorite gas stations, Nebraska. Did I say Kansas?
You said Kansas.
We never went to Kansas.
You said Kansas.
You went completely the opposite direction.
I think you said Kansas twice now.
Guys, it's not like I teach geography or anything.
Hey, Pat Beals, can you please listen back and see if Boomy said...
I admit it.
Spoiler
I said
alert,
Kansas.
he did.
In addition,
Kansas.
Jason Artman
Nebraska,
needs also...
Kansas. All right, they're the same thing. Fine. If you're from Nebraska and Kansas, you have a problem with that? Whatever. It's the same place.
Be better.
Okay? But it was a lovely gas station in Nebraska.
Okay, there we go.
Outside of
Good
Lincoln.
job, Boomy.
And we picked up 10 of these different kinds. They are called Hammond's chocolate bars. And they have some wild flavors. They have some regular flavors.
And
we picked up 10
They are
different
made
ones.
in Denver, Colorado.
That is correct. So we figured here between our segments, we're going to do a first ever on the podcast food review between the four of us.
Let's do it.
So let's get into this. This is Hammond's Bourbon Pecan Pie Milk Chocolate with Bourbon Pecan Caramel Filling. So let me get this broken down and get a little bit to everybody.
We also have pigs and taters. We will also be trying, and cookie dough, cookies and cream. Speaking of that, Dippin' Dots last night.
Dippin' Dots.
What's the review? How were they? Cookies and cream.
They were pretty good, man. They're pretty good.
Did they have the chocolate mint? Like the best flavor of all time?
I love.
No.
Yes.
I love Dippin' Dots.
The best. Sorry, hot take. Best flavor of all time.
So,
Dippin' Dots chocolate
We
mint.
got Hammond's. What is it? The flavor.
Bourbon pecan pie.
I smell the
Hammond's
bourbon.
Bourbon Pecan Pie, like they said, a little filling in the inside. Bourbon pecan caramel filling on the inside. Here goes nothing. Remember, the scale is out of 4. 4 stars on the Chicago flag. You can do decimals. Try not to do half decimals like I did.
That's really good.
Wow.
I'll go first. I'm going to go with 3.1. I like it, but the flavor, not the biggest fan of the... You can kind of taste a little bourbon. I like the pecans, though.
So you're not really a bourbon fan?
Nope.
No?
Yeah, you definitely like smell and taste bourbon there, which is something like you see a lot of things that are like bourbon flavored or like.
Which, if you like it,
that's
perfect.
I do like bourbon. I love pecan pie, or pecan, whichever one you say. I'm not here to judge. Not my job. 3.6. That's a really solid chocolate bar.
I think I'm going to give that one a 3.5.
3.5.
That's a really solid chocolate bar. I did taste a little bit of the bourbon, but the pecan at the end to kind of finish everything off was kind of what did it for me.
I think I'm going to go with a 3.4.
Okay. So
I
we're
really
pretty
liked.
close.
I really liked the chocolate itself. The
Yeah.
chocolate itself, you can tell, is really high quality.
Absolutely, very clean chocolate. I guess.
Let's just
is the way
say
I would
I'm excited to try the next 2.
Oh, I'm excited to try the next 9 because we bought so damn many of them.
Yes, we did.
You know, we're going to be doing these candy bar reviews for a couple days at least.
I was like, you have a timetable.
So
on
about
these?
that weight loss.
Yeah,
that's out the window.
whatever. I'm over it.
See,
Or
what,
down the
what
mountain.
happens is you get about a week or 2 after your vacation to eat the food you got on vacation, and then once that's gone, that's when the diet starts. But you get a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't take food home from vacation? That's a psycho move.
You get a grace period. It's fine.
Exactly. Before we get into the TCF Sports Minute, we have to give a huge thank you to our newest sponsor, Connect Roasters. They have the best coffee that you can find anywhere. I'm saying that.
I will be doing some coffee reviews when we get
Zach's
home.
got some coffee waiting at his house
I've
right
got
now.
some quarantine pods waiting for me, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. They work with our guy Dom Frederick and Ian Happ, so you know it's good. Those guys wouldn't promote anything that isn't to the highest quality of standards. Zach here loves it, like he says. So make sure
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you check out their website, connectroasters.com. Follow them on Twitter at Connect Roasters. You can find their products at Foxtrot Market, Dom's in Chicago. And, of course, if you're in the Wrigley Field Clubhouse for the Cubbies, make sure you grab a cup while you're there. You can also join the Home Run Club and receive a discount every time our guy Ian Happ smacks a dinger. So get on Connect Roasters, connectroasters.com, at Connect Roasters. Check it out. Best coffee you will find. So, boys, like I said, TCF Sports Minute. Biggest breaking news in the last 24 hours. The Cubs have traded Jock Peterson to the Braves for a high A prospect, Brian Ball. Many people are starting to speculate that the Cubs fire sale has begun. Do you guys think it's there yet, or is this just a kind of a
I think
typical move?
I think it's definitely the start of it.
So it begins.
It's one of the pieces of it that you knew was going to happen. I think it's a good trade for the Cubs. They only had Jack Peterson through this year, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like he was most likely going to come back. You got hopefully he's 26 in
something.
single A, but they said he has a lot of raw talent, so I'm excited about that. You got what you kind of wanted out of it, and we'll see what the next domino is to fall.
So I just don't want it to be a situation where it's like a Nick Castellanos, where
still not over it.
Jock. I mean, I will admit, in full disclosure, Jock, I don't think was the offensive weapon that Nick was, a couple years back. Nick was, I feel like, a huge power bat.
Well, Nick Castellanos was an all-star starter this
all-star.
year.
Right, exactly.
And it wasn't like the Reds signed him for crazy money.
No, and I think the Cubs could have definitely afforded him
And that
if he
seems like
just
it's been the
would
Cubs'
have.
past.
Well,
you
yeah.
just don't pay just a little extra,
Right.
or you just say, "Oh, we'll find a new player." It's not like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't, and I just kind of feel what I'm afraid of as a Cubs fan, especially watching from afar here, is being like it was when the Cubs were owned by the Tribune Company. You know,
Yes.
like we're just gonna nickel and dime people.
The problem is the Ricketts have this as a business. It's a business for them.
Right. And it's just like a little plaything, kind of like the Steinbrenners have with the
Yeah, it's just-
Yankees,
it
you know?
sucks. But
You know?
unfortunately for fans like us, we just kind of have to sit back and hope that they make the right moves, because I really do think that they have the players that they could trade and get the right amount of prospects, that it shouldn't take that long for
No.
this rebuild.
It shouldn't. You're the third biggest market in the country.
I
you
don't
know?
even necessarily know that they need to tear it all down.
No, you don't have to go down to the studs on this.
No.
That's the
I
thing.
think that the team itself is some pieces away from being decent, but they've dug themselves into such a hole with the budget issues that they talk about
Darvish
all
trade?
the time. I don't even want to talk
don't
about it.
Who do you guys think is the next domino to fall? If you had to make a guess as to who the next trade,
I would say Craig Kimbrell.
I'm going to go with Kimbrel as well.
Craig Kimbrell or Chris Bryant.
Yeah, I think
I
we're
think
all.
you
in
Because
agreement.
I feel
wanna
like isn't
trade.
this Kimbrel's last year?
No, he has one more.
and
year.
year.
One more
That's why
season.
they.
And that's what helps so much with that's what I think his trade value is so high.
That's
is
true.
They have an extra year. If you're a team that wants to contend in the playoffs, you got to have a closer, and he's proven this year. But what I would say is you got to trade him before he goes and blows a save in a meaningless game for the Cubs.
Right. And you would hope that, like, say a team, let's just say, for example, like the Braves or, someone in the NL East that's in a close contention or, even if it's in the division, whatever the case is, some team that, even if he does blow a save, they've seen the body of work he's put together this year and that can get something. But I think we're all in agreement that Craig Kimbrell is, outside of Chris Bryant, probably going to bring the most back because closing, end of the rotation, end of the game.
One of the most important positions in baseball.
Absolutely. And there's been a precedent set over the last 4 to 6 years that, teams that pick up a closer late in the season is
the Cubs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aroldis Chapman.
I
mean, absolutely instrumental to 2016.
And I think, and I don't have this off the top of my head, but I think if you looked and saw teams that at least, either went to a championship series or a World Series, one of those teams every year has traded for some sort of relief pitcher, closers, back of the end or back of the rotation guy.
It's how a lot of World Series stories are told.
And you also notice that most of the late game closers are the same type of pitcher.
Oh yeah.
So if you're looking for a guy to close your game, Craig Kimbrell's
he's been there,
the cream of the crop.
He's been doing this since he was like 19 years old.
Before. He's been in the big game. The moment does not get to him because, I mean, last year people were saying, "What if he's done? What if he's done?" And he's had a resurgence in his career. And I'm excited for him to get a new opportunity, and I'm excited to see what the Cubs can get for him. I think
I agree.
He could really be the big piece for this rebuild.
I definitely think that something to watch in particular is I definitely think that there could be a bidding war for Craig.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the NL West.
I think he's the catcher.
That's a good point.
The catcher. The closer that's probably the hottest on the market.
Right. I mean, the Dodgers could use a closer. Padres could use a closer.
Well, he leads the National League in ERA among relievers.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh,
he is the best one.
Any team would love to have him if you're in a playoff contention. And it's just nice to have a veteran like that, too, in your bullpen.
Like you said, a guy that's been doing it forever. We'll see the next couple of weeks. I believe the trade deadline is at the end of July, so we got a couple of weeks. We'll see what happens.
Morale never sleeps, baby.
Absolutely. Shout out to our guy, Dom. Let's move into some NBA talk. The NBA Finals are tied at 2 games, despite some people's prediction of Suns in 4. We have a great series now.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I think you did. Maybe you said 5 or 6. But
yeah, which I
no, you definitely can't win in 5.
I could 6. They can win in 6. I could still be right. But I'm just happy to have a good NBA Finals. 2 good teams. Both superstars are coming out to play.
And not even that, the ancillary characters like Chris Paul and Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton had a horrible first couple games.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's, played very well as of.
And then Chris Paul kind of went the other way. He's been struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
And you guys know me. I'm not the biggest basketball guy, but it's refreshing to see 2 really good, different teams in the finals this year.
Yeah, I always say whatever about LeBron. It's not even like hating on him. Like, it's just nice to not see him in the finals. It's nice to see new players in the finals and young guys, and like a guy like Giannis finally get to the finals.
Not everybody gets
Chris
to be
Paul
exposed.
finally gets to the finals.
Right.
It's a great story, and I think the NBA should be excited about these NBA finals because this should be helping them a lot.
And you guys know me, I'm as big of a LeBron fan as you know, but at the same time, like, it is so great to see, like you said, an NBA finals that doesn't have LeBron, KD, Steph, guys that you've seen for years and years. It almost seems on end that one of those 3 guys is in an NBA finals.
I think in the way LeBron's
it's the
career
Peyton
will
Manning,
come to an end
Tom
at some
Brady,
point.
Ben Roethlisberger.
LeBron will
conundrum.
retire, and I think you're kind of seeing
the next generation.
Because he's been here for 18 years in the league, going to the NBA Finals almost every single year. Like, it's going to be weird not seeing him in the playoffs,
right? Or
in the finals. He did make the playoffs somehow, but not making it to the finals.
There's something satisfying though about
he made the playoffs somehow. They were like the 5 seed, weren't they?
No, they won that play-in game. I thought.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it's kind of like not seeing the Patriots in the Super Bowl or watching the Yankees in the World Series. It's just like one of those situations where it's just nice to see some new blood. Especially I'm just so happy for Giannis, man.
My face. It was a fly.
Yeah.
No mosquitoes. If you notice,
mosquitoes.
we're not getting stung by any mosquitoes here.
Yeah, and I'm just happy for Giannis, man.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Giannis.
Finally getting to a finals.
He deserves this.
Yeah, he deserves this. He's got a pretty good supporting cast.
Hyperextended.
Yeah,
knee.
exactly. Good for him.
More a man than I am, for sure.
Oh yeah. Speaking of basketball, we got to talk about this, guys. Team USA stinks.
Not very good.
Nobody wants to play for him.
I don't.
No.
Kevin Love kind of just he had an injury.
I forgot Kevin Love is a basketball player.
He just said he didn't want to play. Bradley Beal was put in the protocols for
So,
I think health. Is it COVID?
COVID protocols, yeah.
And so he's not playing. They added JaVale McGee.
Who?
Who's the other guy that they added?
Jaden Johnson, maybe?
Jaden Smith.
And they lost their first 2 exhibition games.
They did win their third.
Won their third, but it
Fourth
still
game was
wasn't.
canceled
It still
because of
wasn't
COVID.
convincing.
Do you guys have any hopes that Team USA is going to bring a gold
They
medal?
will add Devin Booker and
Is Giannis going to join the team?
If Giannis or
Boom,
Booker
come on.
join the team, I mean,
Yeah.
like that substantially increases their win percentage. As far as bringing home a
Is
gold.
Trae Young on this team?
no.
No, he is not. Why is he
What are
not
we
on this
doing?
team? Why is he not on this team?
What is he? What are we doing here?
I don't
Yeah.
really know, and I hope we got to win the gold. We have to win the gold, right?
I'll be honest, guys. I think this is all just kind of a, see what happens, and then once the Olympics start, we're bringing home a gold.
But I want
Right.
to see that competitiveness all the time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Well, I just-
the Dream Team never lost an exhibition game.
Well, do you
Very
remember
true.
what was it? 2000? Was it 2012, 2008 when Team USA lost in the play-in,
2012,
the
wasn't
play-in,
it?
yeah, like the play-in
Yeah, they got
stage or
third.
something or whatever,
Oh, they lost in the semifinals. and they got
semifinals or
third.
something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Like some of the best basketball players in the entire world on one team, and you can't beat somebody from Italy or Australia. Not saying that it's not
Right,
you
but
know.
like you said, it's just
Yeah, you have Kevin Durant on your team.
Right.
What are we doing?
The
Yeah.
NBA isn't the most successful basketball, company in the whole world for no reason.
Right.
It's the best players on the planet.
it should be. I mean, let's just hope it's something that happened in an exhibition game or two, and then once you get on that flight and you get to Tokyo,
When the games matter, hopefully they start playing a little
But even
better.
the game they won,
Right.
I think they won by 22, but it was. I mean, it's still close.
Well, I also feel like this is basketball itself is just becoming more of an international game.
Oh, without a doubt.
Rather than just an American game anymore. It's kind of like baseball now. We're seeing more international players in baseball, basketball than any time in history. I mean, so many good
yeah.
players coming from all over the world.
Some of the most exciting players in the world are,
Right.
Slovenia and
Yeah.
Slovenia, and Greece. It's just like I think basketball has kind of transcended into not just being an American game now. It's more an international game. And I think that's
the
what
NBA
they wanted.
has done that over the last 30 years, and props to them. I mean, they would send, like you saw in The Last Dance, the Bulls get sent over to, what was it, Paris, and play a game there. So it'll be interesting to see. We have a couple weeks till the Olympics start. We'll be covering a ton of, or much of the Olympics as we can. But anything else for the TCF Sports Minute you guys got to add?
I think we saw Dame Lillard. He said
Dame wants out.
he wants out.
Maybe.
But now he says he doesn't. We'll see. I think
Hey, Dame, if you're listening to this, Chicago's a great city, man.
It is a really great city. You should
There was a
probably do
cycle
that.
in Major League
Unfortunately,
Baseball today.
There was what?
They said
There's a cycle in Major League Baseball today.
Didn't even know that.
They said there
Jake
is
Cronenworth.
4 teams that he was interested in, and not one of them was the.
Of course
Bulls.
not.
That's how bad Major League Baseball is at promoting their sport. There was
It's
a
true.
cycle today. We're sitting here recording it, and you're the only one that knew that.
The
And
only
we all
reason I saw
watch
it is 'cause
baseball a
it
lot.
posted- It popped up on my phone. That's the only reason I know.
Sure. Good job, MLB. Good job, Ron Manfred. All right, that is the end of our
As
second.
Frank the Tank would say, Rob Manfraud.
The man fraud. Yes, absolutely.
That's a good name.
That is the end of our TCF Sports Minute. So that means we have another TCF candy review.
I'm really excited for this one.
We've
do we got here?
Hammond's Pigs and Taters. This is milk chocolate with bacon-flavored bits and potato chips. Before we dig into this, what's your boys' early thoughts on Pigs and Taters?
I
Interesting.
don't think this is going to be.
I am so excited.
It's nothing against the company at all. The chocolate's great, but I just don't see how this is going to go well.
Oh, I get it. Sweet and savory. That's how it goes.
I mean, I've had chocolate-covered potato
that's
chips
when you put
before.
a
I've had
pretzel in
chocolate-covered
there?
bacon
well,
before.
it's that's the way it happens sometimes. That's why you put maple syrup on bacon. You get the sweet and savory thing going.
I guess
you
you're
know?
right. I guess when you're right, you're right. Let's try this.
Peanut butter jelly.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
What is that?
Bacon bits.
Yeah.
Like bacon, bitch? Oh my god.
Did you not hear him read the description?
I know, but like. So 2.1.
Not a fan, Big Z.
No, I'm not. No. It's not. a mixture I would want.
Zach just hates delicious things. That's all.
DK?
What's yours?
I give this a 3.2.
Crazy.
I'm going to go 2.9.
Wow.
I respect that.
All right. I've said this multiple times. I've been harassed about this on this show many times. I think bacon is criminally overrated. With that being said,
It would be better if it was
Bacon, not
like
bacon bits.
real bacon.
Bacon,
Wow.
not
that's
bacon bits.
That is a take that is
1.6
freezing
at its
cold.
best.
Yep.
Freezing cold.
And honestly, that would be so good if they just went potato chips. I didn't need the bacon.
My goodness.
It would have been better if it was like real bacon, like real bits of, not like bacon bits. Like
I
you would
did
put on
enjoy
salad.
the savory and the sweet, but
Yeah.
like
It works.
I just don't like bacon that much.
Man.
I like the aftertaste a little bit, but
Yeah, aftertaste is
while
great.
you're eating it, kind of weird.
That, like you said, the chocolate itself is incredible.
Oh yeah.
I love the potato. Like you got the salty from the
I also
potato
love-
chips, but
I also love the flavors. Like
See,
they're willing
that's-
to try some things.
absolutely. That's a 4.0 on the boldness level
Yes,
for
absolutely.
Hamish
Oh, yeah.
chocolate.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Because you also know, like you said, like we're sitting here. It's kind of a niche candy bar,
Right.
but like there's going to be someone who finds that, and that's like their all-time favorite.
Oh my
candy
God, I
bar,
have
and
to
they
try
buy
this.
Boxes of them.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So
Kind of like the
that's-
Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies.
Absolutely, that totally. Good call.
Ugh.
Let's move in. Let's do a little recap of our TCF Denver trip. Like we said, we are here in
Edwards, Colorado.
We're about 2 hours-ish from Denver into the mountains, as you can see behind us.
I just turned around again. Beautiful.
Every time I turn around, I feel...
There was a nice little sunset part back in the distance a little bit
Because
ago.
the
I
crazy
had to
part
turn
is,
around.
later tomorrow night, we're gonna get home and just be like, "Where'd it go?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where'd it go?"
So, like we have said earlier, if you've been following along on our trip, we left Sunday morning we left my house at about 3:20. We picked Zach up at 3:40. Tyler at about 4:15, and we made our trip in one day. We got out to Denver at about 6 o'clock Mountain Time, and just kind of laid low. We, like you said, we went to dinner, went downtown a little bit, and then Monday was the big day. Buck joined us Monday morning. Went and got some amazing.
Let's do a little
breakfast.
story. Can we do stories here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were sleeping and we got a call. Like I didn't know what the ringer on this phone was loud.
It was very loud.
Yeah, and Tyler just picks up the phone. He's like, "Hello," and he's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "What?" He's like,
I thought it
"Buck's
was.
here."
I thought it was Boomy calling me from the next room over for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know why I thought he was awake by
But it
that
was-
time.
I'm like, first of all,
But
hotel. Why so loud?
But
Turn
it was
the
a
ringer
very
down,
loud.
guys.
It scared me more than
But
anything.
I
It wasn't
answered
like
the
it was
phone.
early.
I answered the phone expecting to hear Boomy's voice, and then I heard a nice young lady down at the desk saying, "We have a Mr. Alex Buck down here ready to
I have
come
another
upstairs?"
story.
Oh,
I was sleeping. They went to breakfast, and I was still sleeping. Maybe I was overserved the night before, and I hear somebody say, "Housekeeping," and I thought, "Oh, they're messing with me." Like, what? Housekeeping? I'm like,
you
What?
thought it was us screwing
thought
with
it
you.
was one of these guys. It was actually housekeeping. And the guy was just standing there, and I'm like, "Oh, we don't want our room clean right now." He goes, "Okay," and left.
I like how he actually
And that
entered
was-
the room.
He
And that-
entered the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was about the
He
only
was-
time he came around.
I
Yeah.
sat up for a second,
Hey,
and the guy
no,
was
we will
standing
have
right
no
there.
Clarion Hotel slander. on
I'm
this
just
show.
kidding. I'm just kidding. It was a nice place.
But Monday, obviously, we go and get breakfast, and then we went downtown to they had a fan zone area. They had streets blocked off for a street fair. I threw an axe for the first time.
Free stuff,
Yeah,
Free
free stuff. We got to do an interview with Paige Sporanic.
which is on the PointsBet
Points by
USA.
USA.
USA Instagram
Instagram.
account.
That's right.
So check us out. We are in front of what we're getting, like barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Little barbecue
At
truck.
the 22 Provisions
22
food
provisions,
truck.
yeah.
Boom, nailed it. And then we, at about 3 o'clock, the gates opened for the Home Run Derby. And so we went in there, and obviously the Home Run Derby didn't start till like 6:15-ish. So we watched batting practice, explored as much of
it
Coors
was
Field as we
amazing.
could. Enjoyed some of the delicious libations that they serve at Coors Field. And just kind of took it all in, and then saw one of the coolest sporting events any of us have ever seen with our own
Hands
2
down.
eyes.
Are we the only ones that had Rocky Mountain oysters, Chance?
Us three did.
Us three
Yes,
did?
I tried
He's
them.
a coward.
Wow.
I will
and
not
would not
do
eat
it.
Rocky Mountain oysters.
Which
Sad.
is testicles.
Bull testicles.
It is bull
Let's make
testicles.
sure that we clarify.
It's not human testicles.
Yeah,
it is
you
bull
can't just come out and
testicles.
say they're testicles. You
Can't
got
You're
just say
eating
that.
testicles, everyone.
bull testicles.
Bull testicles.
Deep fried bull.
They're actually quite
testicles.
good for you. I don't know if y'all know this or not.
They were much better than I thought they
Yeah.
would be.
And, yeah, and they weren't like.
What I didn't like is the peer pressure.
I don't like that you were such a coward about it. Guess we're on the
How
same
long
page.
have you known us?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I know, which is why I didn't eat them.
But it was cool. The home run derby lasted, what, like 3.5 hours? 3 hours ish?
It was amazing.
Oh,
'cause
loved it.
I think Shohei and
Juan Soto
Juan Soto went
they
triple
went
overtime.
Triple overtime. That was amazing.
That was so cool.
going
It
into
was unreal because you would think that they went into a
swing swing off.
3-hit swing off. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think Juan Soto hit a home run every single
Yeah, I think he went 3
one
for
of the 3.
And then Shohei grounded
missed
out the
the
first
first
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was obviously incredible. We
Pete
saw Pete Alonso win it.
back-to-back champion.
And not even that. Pete Alonso beat Trey Mancini, who is just months off of beating
an amazing
stage 3
story.
colon
Stage 3
cancer.
colon cancer, yeah.
Here's the
And-
thing. For the home run derby going forward, I feel like it should just be Pete Alonso on a throne, and then everybody just
Say,
competes.
everybody come get me.
What's
Yeah,
insane
basically,
about
yeah.
what's insane about that is that we were in the concourse during the first minute of Pete Alonso's time at bat, and we missed like 10 of his home runs. We still saw like
yeah, he had. I think he
25
had 30
home
something
runs.
in the first round.
35
home runs in the first round.
35.
It was automatic. And then the night after that, we saw the guy who threw him batting practice at the
Yeah.
bar we were at.
Yeah, the Mets bench coach. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
he
he
was,
was actually
doing
on-
an interview literally
Dave
He
Joust.
was
right
on
behind
part
me.
of my take that night.
Yeah.
Dave Joust.
Check out my Instagram at Boomy TCF. I got a picture. It's not a great picture of me, but he's literally standing like right 2 feet behind me. And then
Boomy's like trying to listen to the interview, and he goes, "I think he threw to Pete Alonso last night."
yeah, it
You
was
know,
pretty cool.
you know what was super impressive about that the other night though at the Derby is that Pete had 35 home runs and he only swung the bat 40 times.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
You know?
he was automatic when he hit. The
It was
ball.
like pitch.
Yeah. Oh, there was a point where we couldn't watch the ball land because
The timing
the
was
next one was.
perfect.
It's
Yeah.
incredible
Timing's
how
perfect.
fast paced it is in person.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
and I
understand.
really like how it's timed.
Yeah.
I think that's really made it
Like
more
as soon as the
enjoyable
ball
to watch.
starts to come down, they can kind of tell where it's going to land.
Yeah.
We're pitching
Yeah.
the ball.
Because with the outs, they only used to be able to go so much, but with the time, you can hit more and more home runs. And we
Oh,
saw,
for sure.
I think it was 524 feet.
520.
520.
Juan Soto.
520 was the longest.
We saw 2
home run.
record-breaking home runs because the first one was 518, Trevor
Yep.
Story, and then Juan Soto hit one 520.
That's right.
Now, does that get an asterisk because it's here in Colorado
No.
instead
Nope.
of at sea
Well,
level?
no, because everyone else had the opportunity that was there.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I was just saying because up here in thin air, higher altitude, a little bit higher humidity that we had
And
down
it's
over
the
there.
second one in a row.
Right. So I mean, I think that I personally think it
And it
should
was
stand.
just- it was awesome.
You know,
It was-
no asterisks required.
It
You know,
was-
that's a bomb.
It was an amazing night.
Yep. And then unfortunately, though, after Monday, we get to Tuesday. Buck had to leave about midway through the day. But we went down. Obviously, the game was going on, so we took in some of the downtown
Where we
area.
drank our new favorite beer.
Montucky. Shout out.
Oh,
That's
it's delicious. And
Very
it has
good.
a very cool logo.
But
Yes,
it was
it
really
does.
cool. We kind of wandered into the red carpet area where all the players were getting introduced.
Purple carpet.
Yeah, that's what it. Yep.
purple
So we got to see
carpet.
like Vlad Jr. And a couple other guys, Araldus Chapman, being introduced, and then just kind of visited around downtown, and then got some dinner, and then a couple of us went to Brothers for the Barstool watch party, and watched the game. Took it all in there, and then. Some people had to go back to work because they're not on vacation. That's okay. And then Wednesday we really started like our kind of like our touristy stuff. We went to Red Rocks, which is only like 20 minutes away from Denver. What'd you guys
Also
think
a
of Red
very
Rocks?
long walk. It's amazing, but
Oh.
I'm not in very good shape. Like the Boomy was saying about with his car going downhill, the brakes. When you're going back downhill, you go, "Oh, it must be easy." No, it's actually kind of harder because
Oh, yeah.
you're trying to make sure you don't fall forward. But that place was amazing. I have to go to a concert there at some point.
I mean I'm a huge music fan, right? So
The
like
museum.
I've always been interested in seeing that venue, seeing a concert there. We did not see a concert there. Next time, absolutely.
I know,
but
we
the,
heard some
the,
music
the
play.
Colorado Music Hall of Fame is underneath Red Rocks Amphitheater, and that place was absolutely amazing. It's so much like awesome like guitars and outfits.
We stood there and looked at the people who had performed there before for probably 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, at least.
Had to find when Kiss played so I could take a picture for my dad.
Shout out to Daryl. Buck, obviously, you have been to Red Rocks.
How many concerts have you been to there?
5.
Oh,
5. Are
5
they
Is
amazing
it?
every time?
So Red Rocks is unique because it is the most. It is the best acoustics naturally occurring in the entire country.
Oh,
So I
without
mean,
a
it
doubt.
is a venue that is coveted by a lot of big name musicians and stars. And so when you go to a concert there, it's unlike anything else. So that is it's a very rare experience to be able to experience a concert there.
And I'm sure artists kind of like put on a little extra, panache.
They
at
do.
the end,
They
you know,
do.
And the
or during
stage is
those-
very wide open.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity for fan interaction. There's a lot of opportunity for just not having those barriers that we're normally used to having at concerts and
Right.
stuff like that.
And it's so cool because it's general admission, so there's
Right.
no
first
specific.
come,
There's no premium seating. There's no club level, nonsense happening. So it's really nice because you meet a whole bunch of really cool people, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. And then after Red Rocks, was that the day we went to the aquarium?
Yes.
Yes,
So-
downtown Denver aquarium.
I might have bought tickets to the wrong aquarium, but
And
we'll
then
figure that out at a later
we
date.
saw a tiger at the aquarium.
2 tigers.
And that tiger wanted to eat both of us.
Just check out all of the stuff on social media. We've taken a billion pictures this week, but
yeah.
Tyler was like nose to nose with a tiger with just a plate of plexiglass between them. It was pretty sweet.
He was licking the window.
The
Yeah.
otters weren't even out,
That's,
Yeah,
a
that
little
was-
That's very
disappointing.
upsetting.
I know that my wife's very upset about that.
but we saw some
But-
cool fish.
Very cool fish.
Saw
a
some
lot of
stingrays.
sharks.
Oh, we saw some sharks.
A lot of sharks.
Yeah.
some jellies.
Some jelly. We've had some stingrays.
Stingrays,
yeah.
always
Can't
a good
go wrong
time.
there.
I think I petted 3 or 4.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
I think you had 4 and I had 2.
Definitely had
You
more
were
than
kinda
I
hoarding
had
the
They
corner.
like the
No big
attention.
deal.
No.
No big deal.
You had definitely more opportunities. I just was
Oh,
better at
really?
it.
Because I was taking all the videos when you handed me your phone. I didn't have the
I
opportunity.
took videos of you.
Huh. Interesting. And then after that, went and explored more downtown. Luckily, shout out to my buddy Diazel, who showed us a couple more bars and restaurants. Just incredible food. And then Thursday, we went.
Colorado Springs.
Yeah, a little bit south. We did a whole Colorado Springs day. You've been to Colorado Springs, right, Buck?
Oh, many times.
We went to the Garden of the
Oh,
Gods.
Garden of the Gods is without a doubt my favorite. national
breathtaking.
park.
It's beautiful too, and
Breathtaking.
it's nice that you can kind of drive around and see a lot of it, and it doesn't take so long and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Because nothing's worse than walking around seeing.
It's almost like a
different things.
choose your own adventure. Like you can get out and do a trail, or you could just get out and just
Yeah,
take
it was
in around you.
I
So-
mean, it's like the whole week though. It's just been amazing view after amazing
yeah.
view.
Not to be a Snapple or anything like that, as far as giving you like little fun
Nope.
facts, but so that Garden of the Gods
Yep.
is the last project that was built by the Civilian Conservation Corps
I did not know that.
from the New Deal era.
The more
So,
you know.
Exactly. The more you know.
Fun facts.
Education is
with Buck.
important.
Very
and
random.
Then, we went to what was it, Manitou Springs?
Manitou Springs.
Manitou Springs.
Yep.
Tried
Couldn't-
to hit the downtown. I mean, they're doing great. Obviously, we
Yep.
drove around 40
Very
minutes.
busy.
Couldn't
we,
find a
we really
parking
wanted to
spot.
try to actually go to the actual springs, but
Yeah.
could not find a place to
No.
shop.
Shout out to them. They're doing a great job at obviously promoting, and it's just a really cool downtown, old timey downtown.
But we did check out the cliff dwellings too.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Native American ancient cliff dwellings. I'm a big history buff, so I loved every second of that. Kind of getting to go in, like it's very interactive. Like a lot of places, you just kind of get to look. You got to like go in and kind of climb around through the stuff.
It was
That
very
pretty
cool,
neat.
but it was also I think me and Boomy both hit our heads twice.
Oh yeah, I probably have some sort of.
It's
mild
definitely not a
concussion.
tall dude friendly
No,
place.
not at all.
No.
Definitely not.
Not at all. But very cool part of the state. And then ate some dinner in Old Colorado City is what they called it. Great, bar grills down there. And then we went to a Rocky Mountain Vibes game. Fortunately, didn't go well for the Vibes, but a very cool stadium.
It
Probably
went
built
well
in-
for the TCF crew though. We had some fun.
We had a day. They used to be either a AA or a AAA affiliate. Now they're a rookie ball
nice stadium.
affiliate. Yeah, it's an awesome stadium. Tickets were what, $10?
Yeah.
Very reasonably priced food, but just a beautiful stadium. You can kind of see the mountains in the background. And then got in late last night and made our trek up here to. We're just outside of Vail. You've probably heard of Vail. We're not about 40 minutes from Breckenridge.
About 45 minutes from Breckenridge.
Yep.
So yeah, it's more a lot of the ski towns that you'll find up here.
I got you.
So Vail is obviously the most well known. Breckenridge is very well known too. Vail actually hosts a lot of the X Games.
Oh, that's where. Okay,
That was part of the coolest thing is I got to ride back with Alex from the Breckenridge restaurant, and he got to show me some of the sights and tell me
you could see like some of the different like snowing or
Yeah.
snowboarding and skiing, paths that they have in the winter.
So at Copper Mountain, as we were coming up the hill again over Vail Pass, that's actually they have a half pipe there
Oh,
that they build, and
Oh,
so it's
for
for like
stuff like
snowboarding
that?
events. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So there's still remnants of it there that haven't melted off quite yet. So, yeah.
Interesting. But obviously, this is our last day here. We're going to enjoy every second of the sun's going down. You can actually probably see the, our background here a little bit better with the sun going away. But we're going to enjoy.
Got the moon coming out right over here, and
we're going to enjoy every last second of this. And then we were off early tomorrow morning to head back towards Illinois. So, with that being said, boys, we are between our last two segments. So that means we have one more candy bar review. And that is
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough, which is a milk chocolate
I'm
with
excited about this
cookie
one.
dough filling.
Let's go.
high hopes.
Of
on
the
this one.
three,
Watch, it's a huge letdown.
your expectations for the last one, which one do you have the highest hopes for?
I had the highest hopes for the bacon and potato chip one, and it was okay. It
I
wasn't.
have very high hopes for this.
Yeah, I have very high hopes for this one too.
Is it bad that I'm comparing this to Hershey's Cookies and Cream?
I think it is. I think it is. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's yummy.
I think this is going to be a much classier version of the cookies and cream because this actually looked like cookie dough.
That's a 4.
We got a
That's a
4.
That's a 4.
Whoa, buddy.
Mr. Buck over
That's
here.
a 4.
That is really good.
I'm going with a 3.9. I'm going 3.9.
All right, Price is right. God.
I'm gonna go with 3.7. I've never been a huge cookie dough guy.
It's okay to be wrong.
That's fine.
But I'm actually with you on this. I'm going 3.7 as well. It's good. It is very,
It's very good. Yeah.
That's the best one I think we've had
Yummy.
so far. That is very good.
You gonna make it there, Boomer?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I just gotta put the rest of it down. Hey, before we get into it, I know somebody's going to pick this, but I got to wash this down with one of a delicious drink from our friends over at It's a Bodega.
I've been drinking the Gatorade the whole time. It is. What did you say that was?
That is Black Currant.
We went to It's a Bodega. Was that yesterday?
That was Thursday, I believe.
So Thursday. Awesome place.
Nope, I'm sorry. That was Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I am sorry.
Apologies.
I am drinking a 7-Up cocktail exotic. This is from France. And this looks like it has dragon fruit, pineapple, and either lemon or lime or something along those lines. I don't
That's
speak
definitely
French,
a lemon. That's
so
definitely a lemon.
Here we go. Boys, that's the best 7-Up I've ever had. And I like 7-Up. That is a solid little drink there. Worth every penny. Pineapple
Dude.
and dragon fruit. Man, I'm going to have to get me a case of those. Shout out France.
So when I go to
Just
France
scored.
next time,
My score on the 7-Up, that's a 3.8.
Mine on this Gatorade is, I'm going to go with like a 3.1.
You got a score on the 7-Up Savior Cocktail Exotique.
I
Oh!
definitely give it a 3.7. That is for sure.
3.7?
Yeah.
3.8.
3.8.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Shout out It's a Bodega. Go follow them on Instagram. They hooked us up. Took good care of us. All right, boys. Last segment. It is the TCF top 3, as always, finishing up the show. And we're going to do our top 3 things from the Denver trip. So they could be very specific. Should we have a veto system here in case someone just takes, like, hamburgers?
Well, yeah, we can.
2 vetoes equals a
That's fine.
no-go? Okay. Being this is his home state as of now, and he is letting us stay, I'm going to let Alex pick first. Snake draft.
First, home run derby.
Oh, I knew it.
I mean,
Yep.
it was
Yep.
a no-brainer that
You
that'd be
know,
the
It's
number
like
one.
it's like taking Trevor Lawrence number 1. That's what's going to happen. All
Yeah.
right.
It's no-brainer.
That's true.
No-brainer.
Boomy.
Oh, boy. I'm going to go – this is going to be a little wild, but it's a bodega.
It's a bodega. That was
That's my first
we've
round
been
pick.
following them on Instagram for a while. It was cool to actually go there. Very nice. Very nice.
Awesome dudes.
Very nice guys there. And it was awesome time, and we got great candies to take back.
Absolutely. And
Mine-
delicious drinks.
Mine is the dispensaries.
Oh,
The dispensaries have been amazing out here. If you live in Illinois and you like to buy weed from the dispensaries there, you know, the taxes and stuff out here. Great system. You can actually like see the stuff. So I would have to say,
You were a very happy customer all week.
oh yeah, and I made them very happy people.
and I will
when
even
went in
say
there.
this. As someone who doesn't, participate.
Smoke weed.
Yeah, I think we've had this conversation before, but I know
don't
from
think we
talking with people that do, the price difference here is absurd. I mean, you were saying stuff that might cost you like $150 here might cost you like $450 back home. So yeah, good first round pick. Keller,
I get two
picks.
All right, I was really excited about this. All right, number 1, I'm going to go with Garden of the Gods.
Oh, yes. Great choice.
Absolutely beautiful place. Did a little bit of hiking, almost fell off a mountain, but the views were perfect.
What's life without whimsy and a little adrenaline?
But did you
Absolutely.
die?
Hey,
I did not die. I'm alive and well.
The video guy for the TCF crew.
That's true.
That's what happens.
That's true. I'm on
Put
retainer.
your life in danger.
That's what I've been told.
You're risking it.
Absolutely.
My second pick, man, I got to go with my brother's bar.
That was really good. The oldest bar in Denver.
One of the
near
coolest
aquarium.
backstories to any place I've ever heard in my life.
All
Tell
right,
the story.
So these two brothers bought the bar back in, I believe, the 60s, and the 70s roll around, and they both, own one worked the bar, the other did the food. And anytime one of the vendors would come in, or someone that they had to collect money from a distributor or whatever, they'd ask for their money and say, "I don't know why you're asking me. It's my brother's bar."
And not only was the place super awesome, the people were super friendly.
One of the nicest waiters I've ever had in my life.
The food was absolutely divine.
It was great, and it was fairly reasonably
Absolutely.
very
Absolutely.
reasonably priced. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was incredible. Great choice.
It was like a diner from the 50s is what it was like to me.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
Yes. Zach.
Mine
second round
is
pick.
riding the scooters around.
Oh, I knew
Me
you were
and
going
Boomy,
We tore the town
may
up.
have probably not should have went where we went. We took about a 45-minute scooter ride back to the hotel after the All-Star game, but it was so fun riding them around. It's not like Chicago too; like it's spaced out. There's spaces to do it, so just riding the scooters around.
Great choice.
Tyler,
Love
thoughts?
the scooter.
I did not like the scooter. I'm a big guy. I was wearing big shoes. It was a lot of man on top of that scooter. Big men are meant to be earthbound.
To each their own. I'm going to go with the Rocky Mountain vibes. I love minor league baseball. Great stadium, very accessible, very cheap.
I could not find a baseball in the gift shop to post on the Barrett's Baseballs page, but we did have a great time, great people. Everything was great.
You got a new hat?
Got a new hat.
Yep. And before we move on, though, make sure you go to Facebook. Type in, it's just Barrett's Baseballs,
Barrett's
correct?
Baseballs, yes.
Okay. Make sure you check out that Facebook page. Tyler runs it. Make sure you check it out. Read into it. It was anywhere you go with MLB, minor league stadiums, baseball stadiums in general.
I mean, my brother-in-law works for the PGA, so he's done golf courses. We've had balls at the Indy 500. We've had people like sporting events all over the place. Basketball games, hockey games, But yeah, just getting the word out there.
Absolutely. So go to Facebook, type in Barrett's Baseballs. Make sure you do that. Buck, you have two picks, your second and your third round pick.
My second
He's
pick.
got the toughest one because he was with us the least.
Yeah.
So we have a ton of crap to pick from.
You've
that's
got
true.
lots of material, I
You can
will
even do
say.
your favorite thing around here.
Right.
You could do that too.
So I will say my second pick is having Montucky's over at the Ice House Tavern.
Yeah, that was a good
Amazing.
time.
That was really awesome. Okay.
Shout out to the
then,
Montucky.
shout out to the Montucky
team
rep
for hooking
Thank
us
you.
up.
Unfortunately, we did not win the
that's a
neon
bummer.
sign, though.
We did not win the bags thing either.
We did not win
We
that
did not
either.
win. We did not win the set. So that's okay.
It's all right.
Buck was
third,
very mad, but then we forgot we got free beer.
Yeah. I mean, we built a pyramid
You
out
kinda
of
forget
beer
that
cans.
quickly,
It's
you know.
fine. And then my third pick, I'd tell you what, guys. Like, I love Breckenridge Distillery.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
That place was really cool.
It's awesome. It's a distillery with a barbecue place. So
Yeah.
It's just the perfect combo. It
So
seems
the
like.
chef that's designed that menu is a 2-time James Beard award-winning chef. For those
Was
of
that the
you
guy that came out and
don't
talked
know,
to us?
No, so he is the executive chef there at the
Okay.
at the restaurant. But the guy that actually designed the menu. So James Beard, the James Beard Award is kind of like the Super Bowl of barbecue. Basically, is what it is.
Makes sense.
Aaron Franklin down in
Sign
Austin,
me up.
Texas, at Franklin's Barbecue has a couple. This guy has 2. So, so that's how
Makes
good the
sense.
barbecue was today.
What a nice little
I had
pint
the
glass there.
Kansas City pulled pork. Oh my goodness.
I had the Texas brisket sandwich.
We went with the smoked chicken sandwich.
I think we ate about 2 hours before that.
Yeah. It was about 2.5 hours before that.
Yeah.
We ate a gigantic breakfast.
Boomy got a cinnamon roll for the table.
I'm a big.
and-
I've also
which
discovered
nothing's
For the
wrong
table.
With
I am the biggest for the table guy.
It's great.
that I
Nothing
know.
is wrong with that.
No.
but
No.
this cinnamon roll should have been what we ate for breakfast.
Yeah,
Like the pancake flight for the table, cinnamon roll for the
It's
table.
Boobie's
something
new
else
thing.
I ordered for the table, and I can't even
I don't
remember.
remember what it was.
Beignets.
For the table.
I'm
yeah.
3 for 3 on
Yeah.
that.
Vance?
Yeah, if only you'd have went
Those
to
were
breakfast,
those
huh?
were so good, man.
If
Look
only.
at you. Look at you.
For the table is for now. I don't even care if it's just me and my wife. Which I'm gonna go ahead and say this. My 3rd round pick is my wife because she has put up with us this whole week.
Shout out
God
Jesse.
bless her. I if I was in her shoes. But seriously though, like we have enjoyed our time, and I don't know how she has put up with us. So
Yes, it's been amazing, especially putting up with us 3 all the way
and then
here.
4 on Monday night.
Yeah, and then
Yep.
4 Monday
Having
night,
to
and
come
then
get
we're,
us from
we're
downtown.
heading back.
She's the real
tomorrow.
MVP.
She is the real
yeah.
MVP.
I couldn't put up with me.
No, and not even just put up with you. Put up with you, and me. All
With alcohol.
You know, yeah. It's
And
just
she's definitely not staring at me, just trying to peer pressure me into saying nice things about her.
Definitely not.
shout out.
I definitely don't have a knife to
Shout
my
out
back
Jess.
either.
She also told me this morning she can't wait to not be around.
Which is also very
No,
understandable.
that's
Get
very
it.
understandable. but
Get it.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
funny.
We're kind of a
happened.
lot.
Oh,
Kind of a
we're-
lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're the
it's-
definition
it's
of it.
mine.
You have your final 3rd round pick.
Let's see here. It's kind of this is gonna sound corny, they would say, but they're hanging out at night after we go out and we
Yep.
kind of go back to the hotel room and just chill out for a little bit. It's just nice to just hang out.
We had a couple nights in the hotel. I was just sitting around in one of our rooms and watching TV. You know, having a pop or just hanging out in the parking lot, doing whatever. So
You need
that's-
one of those nights for
Yeah.
sure.
And we had about 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yep, it's been perfect coming back.
And I drank too much alcohol.
That's right, you did.
I think everybody kind of gathered that.
I don't
Not
know
just
about
you.
that.
No, I'm not saying just you. Just the whole trip. Keller, you have no pressure, but you have the final pick of the TCF Denver trip.
Before I make this pick, are we going to be doing honorable mentions?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right,
for
all
sure.
right, all right. So I'm going to go with the Rocky Mountains.
Oh yeah. It was awesome driving through here today.
Vague.
I mean,
Just let them have
I
it.
mean,
It's the last
come on.
pick.
I know.
Come on.
I'm just messing.
Come
with
on.
We should veto one.
you. If
though.
anybody knew my relationship with Tyler, this is par. This is nothing.
But
compared-
one
No,
needs
this
to be
is-
vetoed. Maybe just.
this is a cakewalk.
But yeah.
You're gonna veto the lady that brought you here?
No.
Oh.
Not. What are you?
I thought you were saying you're
look
gonna
at
veto
this guy
mine.
trying to get me in trouble. No. his.
You're going to veto mine? So I got to make another one?
No,
That
no,
was a
no.
joke.
We were
Chance ruined the whole thing.
But just the drive up here from Denver.
the
was
picture on the
absolutely
screen
beautiful.
right now behind us. It literally feels like we're broadcasting at like a PGA event.
Like a green screen?
Yeah,
It
It
really
looks like a
cleared
green
up.
screen.
whatever it is, we're gonna save this and use it for the rest of them. Some sort of green screen.
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
That is very cool right now, as you can see. If you're
Sorry, we're
watching
doing a
this on
podcast
YouTube.
and looking at ourselves.
Yeah,
and
but
talking about it.
if you're not watching this on YouTube, go to YouTube.
This is the
Watch
one
it,
that
you
you
can
will
see.
want to watch.
Absolutely. So we have some honorable mentions. Keller, your breakfast pick this morning was definitely an honorable
Absolutely elite. I got the Franklin at the Denver Biscuit Company this morning.
Oh.
It was a biscuit breakfast sandwich with fried chicken, bacon, cheese, and sausage gravy.
Oh my gosh.
I had the
Absolutely
Cordon
to
Bleu,
die for.
which was the chicken and ham and Swiss and honey butter. Buck had some amazing breakfast place. Snooze and Syrup were the places
Snooze and
that
Syrup,
Buck
yeah.
took us.
Best orange juice I've ever had.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Snooze.
You
Snooze.
mentioned Park Burger as well. That was incredible.
We went to the baseball museum. Was an
That
awesome
was
place
very-
Oh, man, that
downtown
was great.
Denver. We'll have a full video on that. That was one of the coolest places I've ever
I could
been.
have spent forever in there.
Yes.
Yeah, it was cool just like walking around and a lot of the stuff that was going on. We got free stuff. That's always awesome.
Some baseball cards.
Some baseball cards.
Can't go wrong.
But just the
The-
atmosphere was awesome.
The sponsorship fans experience was very cool. My other favorite part was the street fair going on like a block north of the field. Got to throw axes for the first time, like I
Saw
said.
Peyton Manning for 2 seconds.
Saw Peyton Manning.
Yes,
Got to
we
meet
did.
Paige Sporanic. Mine was meeting Dallas Braden, one of the 20-ish guys in Major League Baseball history that's thrown a perfect game.
Oh, yeah.
Super nice guy. That's definitely up there. Anybody got anything else?
Mine was Snooze.
The whole trip. I'm
Man,
taking
the whole
You
trip. The
veto
whole
that
trip is
for me?
great.
Yes,
You know,
Veto.
I take whole trip.
Veto. And like we had talked about even in the recap, like the history stuff for me is
Yeah.
huge. Like the the cave dwellings and every all the old school stuff out here. That tickles my fancy. So the whole, like you said, Zach, though the whole trip is definitely there.
now just to think, you guys have only stayed and explored half the state now.
Oh,
Yeah.
less than half. We've probably
We'll
be
explored
back.
less than
We'll
like
be
a
back.
quarter
yeah,
of the
because
state.
now I got to take you guys out west.
The TCF Denver trip will will happen again.
When
Yeah.
we're done with the recap video, there's going to be a to be continued at the bottom.
Just
As
so we
there
have
should
to
be.
come back.
Absolutely.
Because we've only been up here for what, about
5
7,
days.
8 hours?
Oh, up where we're
Yeah.
at now? Yeah, we're definitely going
And-
to. Sorry to let you know this, but we are going to invade this your
We'll be back.
lovely home
Okay.
for a couple days here in the
That's
future.
Preferably
fine.
in the winter time.
Okay.
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
Well, boys, that was episode 106 of Typical Chicago Fans.
Shout out to The View.
Absolutely. As you can see, the sun is setting. It is becoming nighttime here on YouTube. But shout out to our sponsors, 26shirts.com, Chicago. Head to their website, 26shirts.com/Chicago. Use promo code Typical Chicago Fans for 15% off of your order. Hats, hoodies, flags, T-shirts, whatever you need, they have it. It's great stuff. You cannot go wrong. Typical Chicago Fans is your promo code at 26shirts.com/Chicago. And make sure to go check out Connect Roasters, connectroasters.com, and at Connect Roasters on Twitter for the best coffee around, shipped right to your door. They work with our buddies Dom and Ian Happ. Zach loves it. It's great coffee. You cannot go
Caleb
wrong.
on, the founder.
Something in that
Absolutely.
blend.
We'll be doing much more
Yep.
with that when we get back from
without a
vacation.
doubt.
So I'm excited about that.
So make sure you check them out in Foxtrot Market, Dom's, or, of course, at the Wrigley Field Clubhouse. But, boys, thank you for joining us. This has been episode 106 of Typical Chicago Fans. We love you all.
Peace.
See ya.
See ya.